Hi guys, welcome back to Belly Acres Kitchen. You guys, it's St. Patrick's Day. This video is coming out late. I should have shot this video like last week, so then that way everybody could follow along. But let's just be honest, I don't know what I'm doing. So, this is going to be kind of a trial and error. So, we are making corned beef and cabbage because it is St. Patrick's Day. I am wearing my green. By the grace of God, because I was like, I don't have anything green, but I found this shirt, so that's great. Rusty has made corned beef and cabbage for me once. When we first got married, he just threw it in the pressure cooker, cooked it all up together. It was good. It was wonderful. It was amazing. But Mom has never had corned beef. I don't think she's even had a Reuben sandwich before. So, and Reuben sandwiches are my favorite. I love Reuben sandwiches. But I have been scouring the internet to see what different ways people make the corned beef and cabbage. And I'm going to kind of take some inspiration from different places and try to make corned beef and cabbage and make it good. So we're going to do this together. It's a learning experience together. I'm so glad you guys are here. If you're new, please consider subscribing because it gets really kind of crazy around here sometimes. Let's experiment, right? So I've got some weird stuff up here. Not all of this is for the corned beef and cabbage. Come on. All right, so one of the consistent things that I did see was rinse the meat because the brine that it is brined in is very, very salty. Now, I did see a few people that said, just cook the meat in it. It's really good for it. It'll taste amazing. But for the most part, I saw people say, rinse that brine right off. Now, it does come with a seasoned packet, and we are going to use that. Looks like it has some mustard seed, maybe some fennel. I'm not real sure what all it has in it, but it looks amazing. Maybe some red pepper. I'm just going off of, looks like either basil or oregano. If I were betting, I would, and maybe even some bay leaves. Listen, I don't know what all it comes with it, but just kind of guessing on that. This is not a very big piece. We did go with the flat roast or the flat brisket. So, look, it looks beautiful. It looks absolutely beautiful. It's a beautiful piece of meat. So, I'm going to pressure cook this first. So, let's go ahead and get that started. All right, you guys. So, I'm going to see if that'll fit. It does not fit in that, but it will fit in here. So, some people put a binder on it and then sprinkle this stuff in there, and some people just sprinkled it in there. Now, I am going to be making a glaze for this because that was really interesting to me when somebody made a glaze. So, I am going to just put this seasoning in. Just sprinkle it right on there. Beautiful. Can you guys see that? All right. And then I do not have any beef broth, but I have some chicken bouillon. I don't even have beef bouillon right now. I think I was on the camera with you guys the last time when I ran out. But we're going to dump some of this chicken bouillon in here. It'll be fine. Chicken, beef, it's all flavorful. It'll be just fine. You guys, look at all those eggs. That's a week. Let me move you guys back a little. Look at all those eggs. That is a week's worth of eggs. I'm not complaining. That is beautiful. Okay. They also said on most of the videos, Guinness beer. So I've been cooking brisket and pulled pork and stuff long enough to know that the real thing that breaks down your meat when you're cooking it is the carbonation in the drink that you put in there. So if you want sweeter, like I make a Dr. Pepper Chipotle pulled pork, that is absolutely amazing, but you can make it with Coca-Cola. It's okay. So I'm going to have a lot of people come at me with this, but it's okay. I'm going to put some Coors Light in it because that's what I have in the fridge, right? So I'm sure that the ale has a richer flavor, but honestly, you're not drinking the brine, right? So I'm going to use this beer because I do want a tender piece of meat. So I am going to use that carbonation and that breakdown effect, but I don't have ale. I know people are going to come at me. It's okay. Then I'm going to, I put that beef broth, beef bouillon in there, so I am going to go ahead and add some water. And I think I'm going to call that good because that was quite a bit of beer. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the pressure cooker and I'm going to let it cook. And we're just going to go with this and see what happens. It's already corned. It's already corned beef. So I know it's already going to have those flavors in it. I'm just wanting to break it down a little bit and add a little bit more flavor. So let's go put this in the pressure cooker. All right, I feel like I need to warn you here. If you are an A-type personality, this probably drives you crazy. This is my working pantry, and in my working pantry is everything that goes along with working pantry, like to-do lists and journals. This one is my, what is it? This one is my animal journal, so it's where I keep track of eggs and chickens, and I have a, listen, don't judge. I just bought a bunch of seeds. Okay, this is my Pampered Chef multi-cooker. Beautiful. Okay, we know it's on there and it's locked. We're going to go ahead and put this on. Let's look and see what beef says, and then I may change it. It says beef 35 minutes. I'm okay with that. I like that. So we're going to go ahead and push that to start. So it's going to take about 10 or 15 minutes to pressure up, and then it will cook for 35 minutes. And so we're going to put that to cook. Meanwhile, we're going to get things ready for the glaze and also for the vegetables that are going to go in with this. All right, so for the glaze, I need some brown sugar. This is supposed to be brown sugar, but this is more date sugar. I ran out of molasses, so I made brown sugar with date syrup, and it actually smells really good. And I might have enough of this to make this glaze, so it's going to be a little bit different. But if I don't, I did buy some molasses, and I got some sugar here, and we can make some more. But let's see how much, I know we don't need that much because it's not a very big chunk of brisket. I bought some whole grain Dijon mustard. I did have some stone ground mustard before. Oh, yeah. But I used all of that up. So I'm really hoping that this will kind of be the same thing. I want to see how much let's see. Let me measure it. Because I want to go equal parts of the Dijon, of the whole grain mustard. Oh yeah, look at that. Do you see all those big chunks of mustard seed in there? Beautiful. That's really hard to get out of there though. Get out! You know what? We're going to use, normally I'm not this picky about measuring, but I really want to know what I'm putting in here. Okay, so I did 2 heaping teaspoons of that. And then, whew, you know what's funny? I love mustard and Rusty does not love mustard. But he loves spicy mustard. He'll put spicy mustard on there. Ooh, look, I think we're going to have enough. So 2 heaping teaspoons of date sugar. I'm really just kind of using that sugar until it's gone. All right, I want to mix this up. You can also use honey, and I considered using honey granules because I just found honey granules on Amazon. It was this whole thing. It was a whole long story for another day, but anyway, I did not realize they made that. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is that's a good glaze, but I think I'm going to need a little more than that because that brisket I think is probably, oh look at that, probably thicker than that. I kind of want to taste it, so oh my, it might be a little mustardy, like a little much on the mustard. Okay, let's do this. Let's do 2 more tablespoons of the date sugar, which the date sugar is going to be, I tried to measure. You guys saw it, right? Y'all saw that I did try to measure. Just measuring doesn't work out for me so well. All right, so I didn't want to buy a big jar of this because 1, it's super expensive, and 2, I mean, it wasn't super expensive, but for this little bitty jar, when you can buy yellow mustard for like, I don't know, under $1 or $1 something. Okay. 2, nobody's going to eat, like even Rusty that likes spicy mustard, he doesn't really care for these little seeds floating around. I have made a honey ham, like a honey mustard glaze for ham before, and it comes out really good. All right. I think that's pretty good. Salty and mustardy. We're going to go with it. Looks pretty good. All right. I don't know how well that's going to go with that corned beef flavor, but we're going to give it a whirl. So the glaze is made. The brisket is in the pressure cooker. So I'm going to get the rest of this stuff ready. Really what we're going to do, I'm going to put all of this up. I'm going to peel these, peel the potatoes. Most recipes had the red or the Yukon Gold potatoes. I just have russet potatoes. It's fine. I'm just going to peel them. They've been there a minute. And then I'm going to peel my carrots and get them chopped up. And but I'm going to do something different with the cabbage. So we'll be right back. Alright, you guys, so peeled up those potatoes and carrots, cut them into some pretty hearty sized chunks because I am going to roast them. So speaking of, let's go ahead and, oh, I walked you guys over. Somehow that got, okay, let's go ahead and turn our oven on. I want it pretty high. I'm going to put it at 415, and then so I've got it at 415. Let's come over here. Boop. I'm going to melt about 3 tablespoons of butter. I am going to need more than that, but I'm going to get that started melting while I get this cabbage ready. So what I'm going to do with this cabbage is I am going to make kind of like cabbage steaks. We're going to cut them. Let's see. I want to cut this off first. And we do want to get out of that little core. And sometimes that's harder said than done. My chickens are going to love, love, love that. Okay. We're going to cut it in half. Beautiful. Now we can get to that little core. Just cut that little baby out of there. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing. Boop. Got it. And looks like I had it all on one side. I was a little one-sided. Okay. So now, take these loose ones off. I'm going to cut it like steaks. So little wedges. I want them thick. I didn't get a very big cabbage because it is just the 3 of us. I still have cabbage in the refrigerator from making Burox the other day. So I'm going to have to make a soup or something of the sort to get all this cabbage used up. But that other cabbage was already shredded, so I couldn't use it for what I wanted to do. So let's go back over here. All right, so I've got some butter. Looks like my stove is kind of leaning this way, so I'm going to have to let Rusty know that we're having issues there. All right, so what we're going to do with this cabbage now is we're going to lay it in the butter. Boop. I don't think I'm going to cook all the cabbage here. I will probably set some of it back. There's not much left, but for whatever I'm going to do with the cabbage. You know what I should make is egg roll in a bowl. I've been talking about that for the last couple of days. Probably should just do it. Salt. With chicken. Mom wants it with chicken. Usually make it with pork. Oh, she's never eaten it with chicken, so she wants chicken egg roll in a bowl. Hey, it can be done. We'll have to do it. We will definitely do it. Recipes inspired by Mama. I like it. All right. So I've got some butter. I want to fry that for just a little bit. I think I'm going to go ahead and add a little more butter in there. We're going to let that cook on one side really well before we flip it, okay? I've got some olive oil here. We're just going to coat it. We're going to dump it in so we can coat it. All right, you guys. Here's where we get messy. If you don't like your hands getting messy, go ahead and grab some gloves at this point. We're just going to coat it all. Okay. And we're going to go with seasoned salt. I'm going to dump each of these on, and then I will toss it. And then we're going to go with some garlic. And then we're going to go with some onion powder. Okay. Let's grab a spoon. And let's toss all this. Let's mix this up. Now we do have it smells amazing, doesn't it? Cabbage cooked in butter. All right. Listen, that is not enough color. So I'm going to add just a little bit of fresh, I say fresh, it's dried parsley, but parsley from our farm. We're going to add some parsley. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. All right. I didn't slice up some onions to put in this. It'll be okay. Let's check this cabbage. All right. Let's do this. I'm going to turn it. Oh, beautiful color on that. Uh-oh. Yeah. All right. Flip it. Beautiful. Listening to somebody talk. Beautiful. All right. So I am going to go ahead and season this side as well. Looks like my pan is not exactly centered. So let's get it centered a little better. Let's do a little more salt and some pepper. We're going to cook this just for a little bit longer, and then we're also going to roast that. All right, I'm going to use this big roasting pan for all of these vegetables. I did make a lot of vegetables, apparently. But we're going to lay those on there really nicely. Spread them out. I want single layer, so then that way everything gets a chance to cook really well. I do need to leave space for this cabbage, which the cabbage is already cooked, so I may just lay it on top. I did add onion powder to these veggies, so that should be good. Beautiful. Beautiful. So I do want these to cook a little bit faster than just roasting. So I am going to add, what do I have? I only have reds. I don't like any of those. Just add a little bit of water. A little bit of red wine. Marsala would be good. I think I'm going to add a little bit of cooking wine. This is Marsala cooking wine. Just a little bit to let it steam, and I'll cover it with foil to start with. Let's see. Got a little bit of cooking wine, and then let's check on these. Look at this cabbage. It is beautiful. Oh, and just in time. So what we're going to do with this cabbage, we're going to just set it on top. Look at the color on both sides of that. Just set that on top. Right across here. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm just setting that right on top. That cabbage cooked in butter is just absolutely, it smells so good. Get all the pieces. All the pieces. All the pieces. You guys, this is my problem. I'm cooking for 3 people, and I'm like, I'm not going to do very much. We're going to have leftovers, but the best part about leftovers, what did I do with it? Okay. The best part about leftovers is that we do freeze stuff, and so then we have freezer meals, and just grab and go. Although cabbage isn't the best thing to take to an office, so I apologize to all my school co-workers in advance because I'm taking cabbage. No, it's spring break. We're good. We're safe. Y'all are safe. Let's get some foil. Oh, I dropped some cabbage. Ooh, I didn't get that. Hazards of storing pans in the oven. Oh, turn that off. All right. I think that'll fit. We are going right there. We're going to let that cook for about 20 minutes. I think that's what we have left on the roast. And then we'll go from there. So I'm going to clean up, and then we'll come back when we glaze the roast. So, all right. Okay, you guys, so this has been depressurizing for a little bit. Ooh, that looks good. It looks done. It smells amazing. Let's go ahead and grab to open that away from yourself so the steam does not burn you. Woo! Look at that. That looks amazing. Let's check these. Oh yeah, those carrots are done. Beautiful. Okay, so let's grab our roast. Okay, so technically this roast is cooked. It's done. But I want to add, oh yeah, that's beautiful. I'm going to set this right here in the middle of these. Leave that aside because I don't want to. All right, so we've got this glaze here. Just going to dump this on. Get the sides here. Okay. So we're going to put this back in the oven uncovered for about 10-15 minutes just so that glaze can cook up. I'm going to set it right up here on this top rack. I still have it at 415. We're going to let that cook for about 10 minutes and we'll come back and check it. All right, moment of truth. Whew. That actually looks beautiful. All right, so here it is. It looks good. It smells good. So I've got to call Rusty in for supper because he's outside. But I'm going to serve this up real quick. We're just going to slice it against the grain here. One. Okay. A little bit of cabbage. It's not real big on carrots, so mainly potatoes. Give him 3 slices. Oh, that is a plateful. All right, moment of truth. Here we go. Hi, Mom. You gonna try this? I really like the corned beef. That glaze just gives it the right sweetness. I love corned beef. We're gonna check these veggies. I was worried they were gonna need salt. They do not. And, of course, cabbage that we fried in butter first. Seared it in butter. Mm.
It's good.
Mm-hmm. Mm. So good. So you guys aren't going to get Rusty's reaction. He's still working outside, but I'm going to call him in. I'm actually just going to take a picture of his plate, and he'll come in. So this is my first time making corned beef and cabbage. I like the idea of the glaze. Yes, I love it all. So definitely going to make this again. I hope you guys like our videos. If you do, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share with your friends. Mommy, you gonna try it? Here.
Yeah.
Leave us a comment. I just want you to try that. Let me take that. It's hot. It's good, huh? But yeah. So until next time, you guys. God bless.
God bless.